to Access Sportsnet. Lakers driven by your Southern California Honda dealers. Chris McGee, James Worthy, Allie Clifton. Brez is out at Staples Center getting some post-game reaction. 9-game win streak comes to an end at the hands of the Orlando Magic. A slow start for the Lakers. Actually a valiant effort to get back in it. They were down 22 with 6:30 left in the third and actually had a 4-point lead midway through that fourth quarter. But down the stretch, could not get a stop. Before we get into that, let's look at that last possession. Good ball movement. Quinn Cook back to LeBron. Had the look to tie, in and out.
Yeah, I mean, they got a good look. I mean, Cook was hot. Daniels was hot. Right here, I thought Cook might have had a good look at it, but he got closed out. Nice pump fake. That's LeBron's shot. Got a good look at it, kind of in and out, but did not go down. So it wasn't like they didn't get a good look, and they had a great effort with the comeback.
You had two of your hottest guys, a guy who knows how to make plays and a guy who has been hitting from deep in Quinn Cook, making the opportunities and having the chance to, of course, seal the deal for the Lakers, but, of course, coming up short.
But, you know, Allie and James, really, when you look at this game, you go down the stretch in Orlando, 4 straight buckets to close out that game. The Aaron Gordon dunk and one, the Vucevic 3, and then back-to-back buckets by Markelle Fultz. That right there, real tough to overcome for the Lakers.
Yeah, I don't know. It was a couple weeks ago, I think a Fish might have been here, and we were talking about, will the Lakers ever lose to a sub-500 team? It's going to happen. Yeah. It's going to happen in this league. And unfortunately, you don't want to happen at home with AD out. But, you know, they're still professionals, and you can't play to their record. I think the Lakers probably thought subconsciously that they could get this one at home. But these guys, Orlando, young, talented, can't play to their record, and they came to play tonight. They're in Los Angeles. They're young, playing against the Lakers, and they got the Clippers tomorrow night. So they played very good, and the Lakers just didn't match them in the first half. And,
Allie, we hear it every night from guys who played for the Lakers. Listen, it's other teams' Super Bowls all the time. A team like Orlando, by the way, they're barely under 500. They're now 20-21, so this is a pretty decent basketball team that was hungry tonight. They're just coming off a win in Sacramento where they won the game at the buzzer, and they played well. You got to give them credit.
They've won 5 of their last 7, and as you mentioned, you're playing the Lakers, so they're excited. They're ready to come out, and they've got young guys out there that you mentioned, length, athleticism, guys who are getting minutes and opportunities that haven't because they're also undermanned. You got to remember that first time the Lakers saw the Orlando Magic, Nick Vucevic wasn't out there. He was an all-star last season. He hits that big 3. So it was one of those nights. It just reminds you that anyone can be beat on any given night. And I think the slow start, especially defensively for the Lakers, it trickled down throughout the rest of the game, especially there late. As you mentioned, those stops they just couldn't get.
Yeah, and outside of a Laker loss, which you hate to see, I mean, what a story, Markelle Fultz. I mean, you just didn't know if he would ever really get right and play the NBA. He comes up with a triple-double tonight, 21, 11, and 10, and buckets down the stretch, this Orlando Magic team, as we look at those. Big game, James. It started with this. There's Fultz, and that's a nice move, getting under past JaVale and off the glass.
No, I'm really happy to see him come full circle. I mean, he had a really tough time in Philly. This kid can play, and he proved it tonight. Under control, very disciplined, and hit some big shots down the stretch.
And not the best, and he got cramps right there, but not the best defensive night, Allie. I think Billy and Stu were talking about at the end, 60 points in the paint. That's very rare for this Laker team.
Oh, no doubt about it. And it's something that they pride themselves on, getting downhill. And, of course, the Orlando Magic, Steve Clifford, who has game planned against LeBron James for so long, being in the East all those years, he had their rim protected very well. I think it threw off the Lakers' offensive rhythm, which, of course, you never want it to dictate the defensive end of the floor. But I think at times throughout the night it, of course, did.
You know what I love tonight? On a night where there's no AD, no Rondo, and Caruso got hurt early, guys like Troy Daniels got to play a lot, absolutely lit it up. Quinn Cook goes for 22. I mean, this is the second most bench points the Lakers have had all year long with 68. So you got to give those guys a shout out for keeping the Lakers in the game and getting them back in it.
They're such a joy to watch. They're so much fun. This morning, Frank Vogel talked about you have to have guys who are willing and able to grow without having touched the floor. And you're at the midway point of the season, game 41. And when you look at it, Troy Daniels, Quinn Cook, Jared Dudley, they haven't seen a lot of action. Yet here they are tonight, putting you in a position to win, but over the last few games, winning games for you.
Think about it like this, Allie and James. That's number 12, 13, and 14 basically in the rotation, coming through big for you. Any night you need them. It's rare.
It gives you an inside look into, you know, what the practices are like, how the locker room is, how the chemistry is. They got each other's backs. And these guys are ready to play when called upon. And, you know, I could just see that second team competing fiercely against that, starters in practice. And, these guys, numbers was called, Daniels, Cook, they were ready to go. I think the Lakers missed Caruso down the stretch. They could have used him. But nevertheless, man, it was a great comeback. And you're right, to see those guys come in there and be ready to go was amazing.
We talk long-term marathon approach when it comes to the injuries with this team, but these are nights when you can think long-term marathon expectations into the season. How much can guys like this really make an impact when it matters the most? Tonight in January, maybe the result's not exactly.
Yeah, Laker fans, I know you're upset, but you had a 7-game win streak, a 7-game win streak, a 10-game win streak, and then a 9-game win streak. These are nice streaks, not bad. So let's get you to...
You're going to have about 3 or 4 games like this a year,
100%.
Pretty much. That'll get you.
They're now, 22-1 when it comes to sub-500 teams? All right, let's get you to the highlights. Lakers, LeBron James hosting the Magic, 9-game win streak on the line. First quarter, Kyle Kuzma drives inside, floats it to McGee. Dunk, JaVale with 2 big buckets early, James.
Yeah, you know what? Anytime anyone from the Lakers is driving, that lob is available to either Dwight Howard or McGee. They're always searching the hoop.
8 minutes to play in the quarter. Fultz with the pass up top to Vucevic. He hits the 3. Played his ball at USC. Magic take a 12-10 lead. Then it's Vucevic again. Gets the pass from Fultz. Drives in, untouched. Lakers forced to call a timeout. Lakers looking to respond here, Allie. It's Avery Bradley driving baseline.
Of course, Danny's so good at spacing, understanding. Of course, Avery timing on target. Danny makes the Magic pay.
Later in the quarter, Dwight Howard, the errant pass. It's picked by B.J. Johnson. Goes the other way for a dunk. Tough start for the Lakers. Next Laker possession. Howard making up for the turnover. Offensive rebound. He had a bunch of those, didn't he, Allie?
Seems like he was in good spirits in the sense like he can get out there today.
4 games. He's missed 4 games already.
This will be the 4th, yeah.
Yeah,
tonight against Orlando.
I do think that he'll make it back somewhere during this trip. And I think for him right now, it's a matter of just getting his timing and his rhythm back. I thought when he got hurt, LeBron, and the Lakers, they had such great timing going. And defensively, they were becoming juggernauts. So this is a bad fall here. But I think there's, doing this trip, I do expect him to come back.
I'm not sure if he's going to come back or not. Right now, the Lakers, this team is doing pretty well with adversity. When AD hasn't played, they've continued to win. AD and LeBron both sat out when they played Oklahoma. They won in blowout fashion. This team has won 9 games in a row. I think it really comes down to how healthy is he. If he's all the way healthy and feels great, then I think they might bring him back. But if there's any little aches and pains, I think the Lakers are going to err on the side of caution because right now, life is good in L.A. They're in first place. Teams playing good. They're up there in defensive efficiency. So the Lakers don't feel any pressure to rush him back.
Well, I guess that's the luxury of winning.
Yeah.
When things are going well and you're winning and your team is playing good, you do have the luxury of kind of sitting out and being a little bit more cautious.
And kudos to Dwight Howard putting up 21 and 15, averaging almost a double-double in January. I guess when you got a guy like that filling in, I mean, you can sit out a little.
Dwight shooting threes. Hey, Zeke, he might be on House of Haywood this week. You never know.
See, that ain't.
You never know. Shameless plug.
Well, hopefully Andre Drummond's in there too.
You got to put him in.
They got the Pistons and Celtics. He was benching the 4th quarter last game too.
He dropped a 3 the other night.
And we gonna have
Drummond. Derrick Rose sitting there with a bowling ball?
Is the Heat on in the House of Haywood? That's what we need to know, Brendan.
That's Chicago.
It was very painful. It was hard for me to walk. Obviously, it was pretty tough for me to just roll over to my back and on my side. The initial point of contact. So it was tough. I mean, I didn't want to make any speculations, but I was just praying that it wasn't anything too serious.
How much of a relief is it for you when it turned out that space came back and maybe too much muscle bruises?
It was very relieving. Knowing that, it was just based on how I felt, day-to-day thing, and then, a fracture or anything like that where you need surgery and out, weeks or months or whatever. So, I'm glad it's just based on how I feel.
What has been the nature of your rehab from this, and how close were you to playing last night?
Just seeing how I feel, going through, drills and different movements, pushing it, to the limit and seeing what's comfortable and what's not comfortable, and what I'm able to do, as far as running and normal moves I usually do on the floor, and kind of go from there. And like I said, every day is getting better, and I'm a lot closer than I was 3 days ago, and made some more progress today. So when I feel like I'm able to get back to my old self and do the moves that I've always done and be successful at it, then that's when I'll be able to get back on the floor.